Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Himani Narula Khanna. I'm a developmental behavioral pediatrician and an adolescent mental health expert at Madhukar Rainbow Children Hospital, New Delhi. And I'm also a co-founder and a director of Continua Kids, which is a child development center. So today I'm going to talk about this bubbling and bursting topic all over, that is suicide. And especially among our teenagers, as per the statistic all over the world, it is the second leading cause of mortality. So it's very, very alarming and very, very a situation where we all need to be on our toes to cater and address this issue, because our teenagers is going to be the future of our country. And India has very high incidence of adolescent depression leading to suicide. So we definitely want to know how we can protect and prevent suicide attempts in our teenagers and adolescents. So what all can we do? How can we prevent? The first and foremost thing is that each and everyone needs to be very well aware of the warning signs. What is a warning sign of depression? So depression is a prerequisite which leads the child into suicide attempts. So those warning signs would be if an individual or an adolescent is not interested in doing anything around in his routine activities and being with friends and socializing, is getting a feeling of not being worthful, or getting a feeling of hopelessness. At times, the teenager would uh, want to indulge in certain activities, or will feel listless, either will oversleep all the time, is sleeping through the day, or would be having sleepless nights. At times they would eat too much, overeat and become obese, or they may just simply not be interested in eating at all, which is called loss of appetite leading to weight loss. And there can be certain other symptoms also, where they will not be interested in participating in their routine activities, like pleasurable activities like being with friends, talking to friends, or playing game with friends or with family members. So they would like to be aloof in their room, not really sharing anything with anybody. So if all these warning signs are seen in a teenager, it's something that calls for attention. So don't miss on them. The first thing is. The second way I would say how you can find out is spread a lot of awareness about the warning signs, and we can teach our school teachers, our educators, our counselors, our parents, even teenagers, because the peer can pick up a lot of their friends with those kinds of emotions and feelings, because they express to each other. They may not be expressing it to an adult, but they may end up expressing to their own friends. So by making all these people aware of the warning signs, we can actually have a community which can identify risk and help that person in time to reach for the right kind of a help through a professional. So I would recommend there's a very simple tool by the name PHQ2, which can be used. It has just two questions. It's very easily available online. Just go through those two questions, ask any individual those two questions. You need to score them at a scale of 0 to 3, and if the total score comes out to be more than 3, then it is a high risk, and that can, so all the staff and people who are around teenagers can be taught. Even the teenagers can be taught to identify. Schools can undergo a screening for their teenagers as to how they are feeling emotionally intermittently, and then if somebody gets a higher score, can go for a detailed evaluation, and the right kind of a diagnosis can be made very early. Depression can be identified very early, and if we identify and treat depression on time, it can actually reduce the burden of suicide and the attempts and incidents of suicide which is happening around us. So let's make this as a mission, and let's spread a lot of awareness on the warning signs, Let's teach the community around, our teenager around, to be able to identify and help each other, so that we can bring down this whole incidence of depression and reduce suicidal attempts amongst our teenagers. Hope this video is helpful in spreading that and in taking as an first step to this initiative, and helping at least few or some of the parents in preventing and identifying warning signs. Thank you.